BK8 India Delta X-Ray, or Whiskey 9 Alpha Uniform Mike. Like his notable son, this father had big dreams that led him to professional prominence. For Arnold Spielberg, most of those dreams began with amateur radio. He became a silent key at the ripe old age of 103 on August 25th. Bluetooth Beacon offers a massive 32-kilometre range. With a range 20 times longer than the nearest competitor, the Bluetooth Beacon from Emdrc Corporation in Texas can track equipment coming in or going out of building sites. A new ultra-long-range Bluetooth beacon from Emdrc is the longest-ranging secure connection on the market, with the ability to transmit data up to 32 kilometres. It's currently being used in the construction industry. Tim Garcia, CEO of Emdrc, said many global customers were struggling with the costs of tracking their expensive on-site equipment, as well as all of the vehicles coming in and going out of the projects. The cost of satellite tags or LTE tags becomes prohibitive, especially with all of the equipment that needs to be tracked. One of our first customers, Endeavour, has sites outside of LTE coverage and couldn't afford the cost of satellites. The Emdrc system turned out to be 90% cheaper than their alternatives, he said. The ultra-long-range Bluetooth beacon is also highly configurable. Versions can be created with or without GPS. Multiple battery options exist to extend life. Encryption options are available. The signal can be tuned for energy savings, and other capabilities can be adjusted to create a bespoke enterprise system. And wrapping up this week's international news to Brazil, Graham, VK4 Baker Baker, has filed this amazing article for AR Newsline, which we bring you here now.
Taking the Brazilian Amateur Radio League by surprise, the nation's regulator, the Brazilian National Telecommunications Agency, has proposed eliminating the amateur radio certificate exam for all classes. Regulator Anatel's published proposal outlines a structure that would grant free access to the Class C licence, which would align the process with that used for citizens band radio. The regulator is proposing advancements to subsequent classes B and A after the applicant presents a certificate of completion for technical classes in communications or a minimum of 3 years instruction. Anatel has requested support from the Brazilian radio group Labre, which is a strong proponent of minimum requirements for a radio amateur licence. The regulator's move also contradicts most practices in the international regulation of licences. Labre has asked for a meeting with the regulator to clarify the proposal.
In addition to the aforementioned proposal, suggests ending the rules of different prefixes for each of the states of the Federation, remaining only the prefix per class, and there would no longer be any special call signs. For WIA National News, in Sydney, I'm Jason, BK2LA. Years preparations for ITU World Radio Communication Conferences, WRCs, have been conducted in recognised regional telecommunications organisations, RTOs. These organisations permit participation in each other's WRC preparatory committees. Our zone or region is ITU Region 3 and comprises the Asia Pacific region, the APT. The 26th meeting of the APT Wireless Group, AWG26, is set out for this Monday, 14th of September, running via Zoom until Friday, the 18th of September. The first meeting of the APT Conference Preparatory Group for World Radio Communication Conference 2023, APG 23-1, again by Zoom, is from the 24th to the 25th of September. The objective of APG 23-1 is to initiate the preparatory process of the APT for the World Radio Communication Conference 2023, WRC 23, and Radio Communication Assembly 2023, RA 23. The APG 23-1 is expected to elect the chairman and vice chairman of the preparatory group, form the structure of the preparatory group, nominate the other office bearers of the preparatory group based on the structure, and develop a tentative work plan for the preparation of RA23 and WRC23. To the USA, researchers at the Air Force Research Laboratory in New Mexico have discovered a new way to track and characterize sporadic E, which occurs when large structures of dense plasma form naturally in the upper atmosphere. Previous methods to observe these structures were insufficient for identifying and tracking the structures over large regions, said Ken Obenberger, a research physicist at AFRL. The new method, developed by Obenberger and
9M63MJ is a special event call sign for the 63rd Malaysia Independence Day celebrations, and it's on the year until 16th September 2020. QRV on 10 to 8 metres and CWS SBN digital. Saudi Arabian special event. Members of the Saudi Amateur Radio Society will be active as HZ90ND to celebrate the 90th anniversary of their National Day of the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, September 23rd, between September the 17th and 25th. Battle of Britain 80th anniversary.
Added KZ and BJR. Good morning, Brendan. Any other country and portables, please?
VK3 Mike Juliet Tango portable.
VK3. Added MJT. Morning, Murray. Any other country and portables? Okay, anybody out there mobile this morning?
Yes, good morning. VK3 VBP, over.
VK3AML Burwood East.
VK3DN in Glen Waverley.
VK3RS. VK3 Sugar Texas, Caulfield.
VK3FTOM, Tom.
VK3 Mike Juliet Radio. V Greg and Country Going. VK3 Kilo Victor Kilo.
VK3EJ.
ML, DN, ST, FTOM, MJR, ND, KVK, and EJ. 3WWB. VK3, SPKO. VK3 Mike Golf. VK3 Mike Echo Tango. VK3 Yankee. 3 Tango Charlie Romeo.
VK3 VIP with VK3 DQ. Good morning, everybody.
VK3 Charlie. Hello, I added WWB, FPKO, MG, MET, TCR, VIP, and DQ. Any other home stations? Bill, VK3PH. VK3 FACB, pack it up. V3. Charlie. Out of all that, PH, Peter, good morning to you, and FACB, I already added you previously. Any other home stations?
K3 Victor Romeo Sierra.
A VRS, good morning Richard. I've added you to my list. Any other home stations?
X-ray. K3NY. VK3 Alpha India Fox. Whiskey.
K3 Uniform.
Charlie?
VK3 set up.
We added NY, AIF and ZLT.
VK3 Alpha Yankee.
K3 CSJ.
VK3 Alpha Juliet Hotel.
K3 Uniform Kilo Whiskey.
VK3VX.
Okay, that time we have CSJ, AJH and UKW. Good morning to you, Luke. Any other home stations?
VK3 BKI.
K3 Juliet Whiskey Charlie. 3 VJS. K3
Radio adding BKI, JWC, VJS and Trevor, Victor Tango X-ray. Good morning to you. Any other home stations?
VK3 Echo Alpha Charlie.
VK3 Zulu Hotel. VK Yankee.
I've added Eric, EAC and Stephen, ZH. Do we have any other home stations?
VK3 TZE. VK3 3BKY.
Okay, I've added BKY. Could I have a name for you, please?
James. And that's my dog.
Thanks, James. I've added you. That's the last one I've added is BKY. Any other home stations?
VK3 Victor X-ray. Say P.
I added Jamie, Victor X-ray, and there were two others in there. Could we go again with those?
VK3 X-ray Alpha Bravo. Bob.
VK3 VDP, Darren.
VK3 FAIP Chris. Lima Bravo Peter.
Didn't get the last one, but I've added EAB, VDP, and FAIP.
And VK3 Lima Lima.
Good morning to you, Ralph. I've added you. Can we confirm I got EAB correct, please?
It was XAB, Michael.
Is that Foxtrot Alpha Bravo?
X-ray Alpha Bravo.
Okay, Bob, got you in Bacchus Ash, thanks for correcting that. Any other home stations?
VAT, not sure if you got me earlier.
I didn't, Tony, but I do now. Thanks for coming up. Any other home stations?
Lima Bravo, Peter.
I got Bravo. I didn't get the other two letters.
Lima Bravo.
I've got Lima Bravo. Good morning to you.
Sugar Foxtrot, Peter.
BK3FAJO.
Now we have Sierra Foxtrot and FAJO. Any other home stations? I'll make this the last call. Anybody anywhere? Saying that they listen to the news this morning.
Michael, just so you know, you doubled with somebody there. VK3FTOM said that.
Yeah, FTOM, I've already got you listed. Any other home stations this morning, please?
VK3FJ.
I got FJ. Could you go again?
Foxtrot, Juliet, Charlie, Delta.
Jonathan, I've now added you to our prestigious listings. Any other home stations? Okay, gentlemen, if we're all done this morning, say ladies and gentlemen, we have a grand total of 67 this morning, and 31 of those are members of our club, the Emdrc. It's a good turnout, and thank you all for coming up. A little bit of news. Sunday the 20th, that's next week, the EasyPal Slow Scan TV group will be making transmissions on this repeater between 2:30 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. If you're interested in taking part, please contact Chris Long, VK3ANL at optusnet.com.au. If this proves popular, we'll continue this on other Sundays into the future. On Friday, the 2nd of October, Mark Hudson, Don and John from the Wyson Group will give us a talk on what Wyson is and what it does, followed by a talk on the HF data system known as MCOM. This will probably be a Zoom event. Check the club website for more details about this later. We still have a daily VHF net at 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. on 146.525. And the Thursday clubroom meetings are still on Zoom. If you'd like an email with a relevant link for that, please let me know. This is VK3FLMV. I'm now changing my call sign to VK3ER for the club net. Anybody wanting to join the net can do so now.
VK3FTOM, Tom in Wheelers Hill, morning all.
VK3 only. Freeway portable, listening only.
Okay, out of that we have FTOM, Tom, VTX Trevor and ZT. Good morning, Paul. Do we have anybody else that wants to join the net this morning?
Yep. Z, portable. VK3, Echo Alpha Charlie. 3WET, listening only.
VK3, listening only.
VK3 Alpha Mike Lima.
I'd like to join.
Yeah, we've added Eric, EAC, WET, listening only, and AML. Good morning, Chris. Anybody else for the net, please?
VK3MET, listening only. VK3 Biff. Thank you.
VK3 Uniform Kilo Whiskey, Warrior Jim Mulgrave. BWB listening.
VK3 Alpha Echo Sierra, listening.
We've got Craig, MET, listening only. I think it was UKW, Luke, WWB and AES, both listening only. Anybody else for the net, please?
AWC,
Georgia.
Listening only. VK3 Judy, listening only.
VK3 ZKK Jim, listening only. VK3 FJCD.
Okay, I've added Judy and James, FJAG and ZKK, listening only. And there was another F call there, but I only got half your call sign.
FJCD.
VK3KZ would like to join.
Rightio, we've added Kenneth, KZ and FJCD Jonathan. Good to have you aboard. Anybody else for the net? Okay, going to the top of my list, I have Tom, VK3FTOM. This is VK3ER. Good morning to you, Tom.
Yeah, VK3ER, VK3FTOM. Good to hear everybody on the net this morning. Good to hear Darren, VDP, in the check-ins. Haven't heard from him for, probably since we stopped catching up at the club rooms. So yeah, all in all, life's going good here. There's an awful lot of doubling in QRM this morning, so yeah, if people just give it a few secs before keying up and make sure that there isn't anybody else in the repeater, that would be appreciated, because this doubling this morning has been absolutely atrocious. But what else is news? I'm curious what people use in terms of software for decoding CW and for transmitting of CW, just out of curiosity, what people do for computer-generated CW. And yeah, I've also been playing with a couple of antenna ideas I've had. Don't know if they'll work, but I was pouring through the theory last night thinking, don't see why it won't, so I'll have a play with that a little bit later. And yeah, the EasyPal thing sounds interesting, and that's pretty much all which I have to add. VK3... VK3ER, VK3FTOM. Apologies about that, Michael.
I wouldn't worry too much, Tom. VK3 Victor Tango X-Ray. Good morning, Trevor. You're next. We shall go again. Victor Tango X-Ray. This is VK3ER. Good morning, Trevor. Seems we've lost Trevor. Let's move down to Inverloch and have a chat with VK3ZT. Good morning, Paul.
VK3ER in the group. Good morning to everybody. Nice to hear all the voices there. Thank you for the broad, and thank you for running the net today. Not much to add, just sitting back and listening. I thought I'd give... I'm interested in shortwave radio and radio-related topic. Texan, a new PL 990 out. It's not exactly... Looked at the sand gym, 5 cents short of 500, and the Texan's going for 550. But you can't record to it, so it's interesting. They also have another recorder, so you can swap their micro SD cards around, but record from the radio to the recorder through a line input. Not much else. Lovely day down here, blue skies. Yeah, might venture out for a walk later on. Shelley's here behind me. VK3, hope you're having a lovely day, Michael. VK3ZT.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. I'm having a reasonable day. Need to call you later, I'm aware of that. Moving on, we'll go and talk to VK3EAC. This is VK3ER. Good morning, Eric.
Hey, Mike, and VK3ER, VK3 Echo Alpha Charlie right back. Yeah, it was quite a marathon for you, all the reports in. Am I getting into the repeater okay?
But I think there's a station special call sign ID10T that seems to like to blank you out. You can try again, Eric. VK3EAC. This is VK3ER.
Okay, I was just wondering if I was getting into the repeater all right anyway. I probably have quite a wet antenna, and I know it's not too waterproof. Anyway, I'll continue listening. VK3ER, VK3EAC, over.
Yes, thanks, Eric. You're getting in loud and clear here in Baronia and full quieting, so I think your antenna's working okay. Let's move on and chat with Chris, VK3AML. This is VK3ER.
VK3ER, VK3AML. I think there are two jammers on, two different beat notes and two different signal levels, just for what it's worth. On Friday, which is Thursday USA time, I had a talk on the Utah Amateur Radio Group's Zoom meeting, and the thought arose to both of us that perhaps a joint meeting on Zoom between the Utah Amateur Radio Group and Emdrc might be worthwhile. They're a group that has quite a few home brewers and quite a few experimenters who've done quite a lot of work in many ways in the cutting edge of several areas. Particularly, they have a web-based SDR in northern Utah that they maintain on an old military site, middle of nowhere, which has, would you believe, a log periodic array covering everything from 40 metres down to 10, which can be rotated on their site. I mean, it's an extraordinary facility, and it can hear a whisper at a distance of a continent. But yeah, a very good group. And thanks for the sharing of the callback. VK3, and I'll come up on this repeater at 2:30 for those who didn't hear that the Easy Pal is coming on next week, not today, just to make sure that they get the message. VK3ER and group VK3AML.
Yeah, we'll put out an announcement just before that happens, Chris, so that everybody will be aware of it, and we look forward to having a play. So thanks for coming on this morning. Let's move down my list and see if we can find Luke, VK3UKW. Good morning, Luke.
Yeah, good morning, Michael, and good morning to everybody. It's been quite a while since I've been on the net last. At some point, some months ago, my antenna fell down, and I've only just gotten around to putting it back up. I've got a end-fed antenna for HF as well now, which has been generously donated by a club member, and with that I had some good contacts on the Remembrance Day contest, and so I will be on HF more as well now. I've got a semi-permanent installation now with a club 9-metre mast for my HF antenna, so I'm looking forward to being on the air a lot more than I have been in the past months. That's the news from me for now. Back to you, VK3ER, VK3 Uniform Kilo Whiskey.
Yeah, thanks for coming up this morning, Luke. Good to know that all's well and you're back on the air, especially on HF. Moving on down, we're going to Jonathan, VK3 FJCD, who's in Narre Warren. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, everybody. I have bought my first HF. I have an FT818, so I can start doing some soda work as well. A beam hopper that I bought from Soda Beams in the UK, and a buddy pole I bought from the US to set up at home for a semi-permanent up and down kind of a deal. But yes, I finally, after 4 years of having a radio license, have bought myself a HF, and that's basically me. VK3 FJCD is the group.
Well, that's better late than never, Jonathan. That's good news. Look forward to hearing you on HF sometime soon. Moving on, we'll go and have a word with Kenneth, VK3KZ. He's in Mount Evelyn. Good morning, Kenneth.
VK3 Victor Retro.
Yeah, I've got you on the list, Trevor. We'll get back to you shortly, mate.
And Trevor seems to be there. Yeah, don't need to be so formal with the name. Ken will do. Just call me Ken, that's fine. Just a curious question you may be able to answer. The stand-in repeater that you had operating before this one was put back into service. I'm just curious what type it is, because the digital bursts it was getting at times, very similar to our repeater at Hillsville, and it's definitely from the site, it's not from outside, and it was very similar bursts that yours was getting. I'm just curious what sort of repeater you were using, because it may be just an inherent fault or problem with them. But yeah, thanks for the broadcast today anyway. Michael, VK3ER, VK3KZ.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, Kenneth, it was a Kenwood repeater that was loaned to us temporarily, and that's now gone back to its owner. If you really want to know what it is, I can find out, but I don't know its model number. I only know it. I'm pretty sure it was a Kenwood repeater.
That's fine. Completely different maker. All right, thank you, and keep up the good work.
We can only try on a good day. That's the best we can do. Back to Tom, VK3 FTOM.
Yeah, VK3 FTOM, VK3ER. Yeah, no worries, guys. Yes, the particular nuisances have been around this morning. But yeah, I might make this my final round in the net, Michael. Thanks for letting me in, and you're always a great net control as normal. Chris AML, I'll give you a telephone call either sometime today or tomorrow, because I've got some stuff which I want to discuss with you about the Easy Pal on this particular frequency. And yeah, it is good to see the repeater infrastructure being used and working. But yeah, what else have I got to add? Not much. Jamie, TZA, I heard you in there. Good to hear from you as well. But yeah, not much else to really report. Apart from, I'm looking forward to when home learning with school finishes. But yeah, it is what it is. VK3 VK3 FTOM.
Well, you got it right once today, Tom, so that's good. So 73 to you. We'll catch up with you probably on Wednesday or on the repeater later in the day, I expect. Moving back on, we come back to you, Trevor. We missed you last time. You seem to have disappeared. VK3 VTX. This is VK3ER.
VK3ER, a group on the side. Yes, sorry, but I had the district nurse roll up. So that's why I had to vacate the chair pretty quickly, over.
As long as you're all right and happy and healthy on the right side of the grass, Trevor, we're all okay with that, mate.
Thank you.
Righto, we're back with Paul, VK3ZT. This is VK3ER.
VK3ER on the group. Well, good morning and goodbye. Michael, for you, when you're in, mate, give it a few minutes. We're going to have a shower. I was up late last night.